Well, it's been a quiet week here in Lake Scabagon, my hometown. This week, the Squids dive into fact-checking episode 140 of the Pickle Boot Shoppe. Pete has a special announcement. They revisit cream cheese or marinara and may have found a way to save the cornculator. Brock likes palindromes, and I do not.
Well, bang, pow, boom, it's Failure Puddle Friday. We are back and
right.
we are going to talk episode 140. We're going to talk Arby's. We're going to talk cornculators. We're going to talk all sorts of things. And let's dive right in, shall we?
Absolutely.
So, right off the rip, Joe says that we fact check them and that, we constantly tell him that he's wrong. Not true. I am fact checking his fact check of us fact checking.
He's not constantly wrong. We tell him constantly when he is wrong.
Yeah.
But he's not constantly wrong.
That is correct. We say when he is actually correct.
His comments about fact checking are wrong, but his facts are pretty good.
That's quite, yeah, I think that's an important distinction, honestly. That, yeah, if you're going to check facts, make sure your fact checkers have checked their own facts. Know your facts as you check the fact checkers.
Hold on, I need a diagram.
You got it.
That includes our spouses.
That's right.
Should we do some sort of intro to?
Boy, those were great Arby's facts. That was incredible. I've never learned so many things about a fast food restaurant before. I feel smarter having heard those. Oh, you want to do the intro? Excuse me.
Hey, for someone with the big words, outro and intro are difficult. I understand.
There's like 5 letters in that.
It's not isthmus.
No.
That's exactly. Yeah. I have a problem with small words. The smaller the word, the harder it is for me to understand.
I have started a list of Brock words. So
have you?
Yeah.
Is interpolate one of them?
Yep.
Okay.
But I knew that one, but that's all right.
All right.
Yeah. So I guess before we get too far involved with things, we should probably check in with the Coog in the fact check booth.
The Coog abides.
Yeah, let's do that. I heard he pulled together some facts for us about notable fast food restaurant Arby's. Here goes.
Hey, this is the Coog checking in from the fact check booth. According to VinePair, Arby's is now the second largest sandwich chain in the world with over 3,500 locations in 9 countries. But which U.S. state can declare that it actually has the most meats? It's no surprise that Ohio is still the restaurant's #1 fan, with a whopping 277 locations scattered across the state. After Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Florida, Texas, and Georgia lead the list, each with over 150 Arby's franchises. Bringing up the rear is Hawaii, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire, each of which boast only 2 locations. Rhode Island and Vermont are the only states in the U.S. that Arby's hasn't conquered yet, and thus have 0 meats. And, fun fact, Arby's was the first fast food chain to ban smoking in all of its restaurants.
Progressive.
Wow.
There you go.
I can confirm that in Rhode Island, we do not have the meats.
You don't have meats at all. It's a vegan paradise.
So they've been spending most of their lives living in a vegan paradise.
Long John Silver's and Captain D teamed up to keep out the meats. Just sea creatures only.
I guess they would be fighting with the lobsters, right? It does seem like a kind of a heartland sort of restaurant. It's all about roast beef.
And don't forget the curly fries.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I love those.
I believe they have the record for the longest curly fry as well. I think I saw that online.
Wow.
I believe.
Does anybody like another kind of fry more than a curly fry? Because I don't.
So I will tell you that back as a kid, we had Arby's in our food court growing up in upstate New York. And I would go to the pizza place next door, like in that food court. And then I would go over and get a nice big old thing of curly fries because those Arby's curly fries are probably some of my favorite fries at that time, especially on the planet.
Makes sense.
I don't know about today, but fond memories of those Arby's curly fries.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. When was the last time anybody ate at an Arby's?
Well, not in Rhode Island.
Earlier this year.
Did you?
It had been a long time. But I was feeling nostalgic. Does anybody know Rax as a fast food restaurant? That's also, I think, there's only a few left, and they're mostly in the Midwest.
Okay.
Yeah, but there used to be one in my town growing up, and I remember it. My favorite part of it was that they had this amazing kids meal. They were also a roast beef sandwich sort of thing, but the kids meal was like charming. It had like a box with an alligator mascot, and it was great. And then they were subsumed by Arby's. I think the location that had been a Rax in my town in Washington State became an Arby's. So that was where my loyalty shifted.
Yeah, literally eaten alive by them, huh?
Seriously, yeah. I did see the ones in Massachusetts are in Auburn and Chicopee. Is that right?
Chicopee.
Okay, Chicopee.
Chicopee,
like
Massachusetts.
Nowhere near me.
So third, when I drive back through, I will have to pull off and do a video in front of the Arby's in Chicopee.
Yeah, I think Arby's has maybe one of the best neon lights, like the old Arby's displays. Yeah, it's a literal 10-gallon hat. They're enormous. And yeah, I think it says like what fresh roast beef here or something like that. There's one in Tacoma, I think, that exists that remains as a good example of that.
That's awesome.
It's been a minute though since I've been there. It's more recent than 2004. But
yeah,
not as recent as you, Brock.
Yeah, I think it was June that I went because I was getting my oil changed in our family truck, and I think I had just been thinking about Arby's for some reason, and I decided to go get one, and it was tasty, salty, but tasty. I think the quality of everything was probably better years ago, would be my guess.
Much like this podcast. Salty.
That's right. Yeah, it was salty and better back in the day. It sucks now. It was better back when it was older.
As every pickle home companion is.
Back before my back gave out.
Let me tell you stories about the war.
Back when my back was all right.
Back in the days when we were fighting the volume wars. That's why my hearing's gone.
What?
That's why my hearing's gone.
You lost your hearing.
Wrath of Khan, you say?
I said that's why my hearing's gone.
Yeah, I'll take an ear of corn.
We're eating corn now?
Some corn. Welcome to the new segment, Fun with Facts.
And also fun and obfuscation with linguistics.
Yes.
Holy crap. I gotta write that down. Obfuscation.
Speaking of linguistics, he was talking about how Arby's is a palindrome.
I think we can categorically deny that as true.
Yeah, no, it's a phonetic pronunciation, but most people think it stands for roast beef, but it's actually not. It's the initials of the founders who were the Raffle brothers.
How about that?
Oh,
yeah.
Who knew?
Well, the backwards, it's Cybra. So there you go.
Yep.
Right.
This has been Arby's backwards with Pete.
Any of you have a favorite palindrome?
Taco Cat.
That's a good one.
Cat's a classic.
It's brief and it's easy to remember.
Otto, my good buddy Otto. Otto is a Paul. Yep. Not a Paul Abdul, that's for sure. She's a palindrome.
Straight up.
My favorite is Satan, oscillate my metallic sonatas.
Wow.
It's a palindrome.
We got to fact check that.
What is it? Satan?
Spell that out, Pete Peterson. Can
oscillate
you knock that out?
my metallic sonatas.
How do you spell oscillate?
Oscillate. OSCILLATE.
You are correct.
Someone
sir.
check me on that.
Do
I move to the next round?
Yes.
Ding. All right.
Okay.
So Satan,
Metallic.
oscillate.
ETALLIC.
Okay.
Should I keep going?
Well, no. Satan, oscillate. Continue.
Satan, oscillate my metallic sonatas. SON
I know how to spell
AT.
sonatas, you jerk.
Is this the car sonatas or the musical sonatas? Because it makes
I
a
think it could
difference.
refer to either one as long as it's
Okay.
spelled the same way.
Well,
Okay.
if you were a fundamentalist Christian growing up, sonatas were of the devil.
It's true. It's true. How did they feel about the castrati?
Holy crap. Castrati? God bless you.
You're welcome.
And also with you.
Do you guys know about the castrati?
I can probably guess based off of the word. I might be able to infer what it's talking about.
They were what's the polite way to say it?
You know about Pavarotti.
They were vocalists who were neutered early to stem the flow of testosterone. So they would have high singing voices for the rest of their lives.
I would have been pretty close.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brock's palindrome does check out.
Oh,
I'm glad to hear it.
Well done.
I have a whole Google document full of palindromes. I should pull that up and see if there's anything else. Like I may never get this chance again. Hang on.
that's very true.
This is gonna be phenomenal for audio medium. But I took my fingers on either side of the written word that I put out, and I went SAT, and I went all the way in. And sure enough,
Amazing.
like but in palindrome form, and it fit. It was great.
Okay, here we go. Can I just give you? I don't want to bogart the whole show, but I feel like it would be helpful to simply share a few things
Hold on,
that
let me intro
ready?
this. Let
Okay.
me intro this. Now, Dick Broadus would like to bring us his favorite palindromes. Start with Arby's.
Well done. Product placement and everything.
So good.
We have the palindrome. Go ahead.
Amusingly, a butt tuba is a palindrome.
That's a good one too.
But also, you may have heard before, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
Yes. Yep.
There are a couple that play on that format, and I'll just read those. A dog, a plan, a canal, pagoda. Or a dog, a panic, and a pagoda. Related, aerate, pet area.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A car, a man, a maraca. And then going for the longest palindrome in this format, here it comes. A man, a plan, a cat, a ham, a yak, a yam, a hat, a canal, Panama.
Wow.
There we go.
Well, pickles, so you get those pickles.
Kevin has pickles?
Oh, we have a guest.
Yes.
Good
Welcome.
evening.
Hello.
Do you like
All right,
palindromes?
so Megan is here.
Sure,
like
we all
palindromes?
do.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
controversial.
I have no further questions.
And this has been our time with Megan. Have a good night.
Do you have ibophobia?
What on God's green earth is that?
That's the fear of palindromes.
I thought that
I mean,
might be.
I don't
got that
fear
one.
them. I just don't like them.
Okay, that is a
If you
difference.
don't fear a palindrome.
So apparently, based off of what Megan just brought me down, today's episode is brought to you by Hoppily Picked What the Pickles
Nice.
IPA flavor.
Ooh, that sounds good. Actually,
Wait, so are these boozy pickles?
Boozy tasting pickles.
Okay,
Not
No,
legit.
but not alcoholic brine.
Correct.
Okay, so
And
they're
then-
safe for the whole family.
Yes.
are they hazies
then-
or West Coast? What kind of IPAs we got?
I prefer the hazy pickle when I can get it.
Is it a double IPA? Is it a single? Is it a triple? Is it a triple down the stairs?
Inspired by hazy IPAs.
There we go.
Hazy. All right.
Does not say, but given that I bought them at Mayflower Brewing, that would be my guess. Would be a New England hazy IPA.
Probably. That sounds
Oh,
about
Very
right.
nice.
And then I brought a cookie so we can have our version of does it go with cream cheese or marinara sauce?
Ooh,
What kind of cookie?
It is
Yeah.
a pumpkin snickerdoodle cookie.
that
I
seems
got
like
bored.
something that should definitely go with marinara sauce.
Do we go get marinara sauce and try this out?
I have some.
We are in the business of fact checking, so
Can you hold it up to the mic, Pete?
one moment.
So while we were fact checking, we something came up on the old diabolical discussion page.
Oh no.
They said, "Gee, it sure would be nice if you guys had some women on your podcast."
I'd say false because Missy was here last week and I've popped in a couple times as well as Mom.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
Woman.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
I was gonna say, dip a random thing in your marinara sauce and see if it goes with marinara or cream cheese.
All right, guys, I can do it live.
He's got a
live on
cookie.
air.
Here it comes.
I
He's
got
got
a cookie.
marinara
Got it
and
live.
cookie.
Okay.
Here we go, live.
Find out what
live on air.
happens.
Beautiful.
Chocolate chip cookie
Beautiful.
and marinara. Let's see.
Chocolate chip cookie and marinara.
Is this ASMR?
Got to get it nice. There it is. See? Oh,
It's covered.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
It's good.
Nice.
Really?
Nice. Little
We got
sweet, little
chocolate
salty.
chip cookies upstairs. Do I grab some? We need to test this.
I don't know why it works, but it works.
You
Interesting.
legitimately enjoy it. Your face says
My
maybe
face,
not.
Your face
No,
said
my face-
otherwise.
no, my face right now is like, holy crap! How do I get the screen grab saved so I can do this again? Because that was super good.
Okay, well, there we go.
Nice.
Have an appropriate palindrome. Wonders in Italy. Latin is red now.
I hope that spreadsheet is so long you don't run out by the end of the evening.
Oh, well, it depends how much time we have.
No.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I got
I
another
have
one. Hold
enjoyed
on.
this fact checking.
You really like it.
He really does.
I'm going back for more, baby.
That
We
is
are-
crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
He will only eat cookies with marinara from now on.
Y'all, I found something new.
Yep.
Now we gotta try it.
Otis Spunk my marinara cookies.
You got to add that to the
Have you seen
menu with
those?
the waffles.
Mm.
You gonna put marinara on waffles? Yeah.
No, I don't think my boss would go for that. But hey, giddy up.
You just gotta convince him.
You know what?
That'd be a
Maybe I'll have
special.
you know what? We'll have a little secret menu.
Yeah, off menu
Hey,
items. Mhm.
That's good.
We did have pizza. No, I take that back. They did have pizza waffles. I think that would work. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You heard those things that are like weird pregnancy cravings? I feel like that chocolate chip cookie and marinara would be one of those.
All right, y'all.
Very
You heard it
true.
here
He
first.
has a special
I am-
announcement.
I'm pregnant.
That's not what I meant, but
That's what the trip with mom's really about.
Yep. I had to break it to her somehow.
Special time together.
Good
Celebrating
Lord.
this new life.
Let's edit that out of the podcast. But
anyways,
maybe leave it in.
That's-
We'll see.
that's
It's gonna be 14 minutes of usable content, Kevin. 2 hours later.
Pete. I have something for you.
For me?
Yes.
Adelante, soldados de pepinillos.
I like that delivery.
Don't know why it
Mm.
sounds like that, but
Oh, isolate that audio. Just
That is good. That was as scrumptious to listen to as ENS one is to look at. Tell you that.
Absolutely.
I was going to ask, did you guys have nicknames prior to you being outed with your real names? Kevin Buchanan, Pete Peterson, Dick Broadus. Just in general, what do you have nicknames in college, growing up? Anything?
Yeah. For me, it was let's say I had two. I was a large kid as far as like tall and kind of and a little built because of my size. I was a football player, so they used to call me man child.
That's a good one.
When I was a kid, and then I had a nickname of well, I mean, I'm obviously not built now. I'm not saying that, but back then I was a big boy, so it was good. And then now Hutch Daddy. It was my radio name back in the day, Hutch Daddy.
And
Nice.
Instagram or handle, right? Like,
Yep. So that's why I added
Yeah.
vinyl to make it a little less creepy, and Hutch Daddy vinyl.
There we
is.
go. Yep.
Hush Daddy, it is for sure from now on.
Yeah. Right. So
So I had back in, I want to say it was in maybe late high school, early college, earned the nickname of Shaggy because I kind of looked like
'Cause it
Shaggy
wasn't
from
you.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
Right. The other one.
oh.
But yeah, no. So someone's like, "Oh, you look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo." So, and that kind of stuck for a bit. Then later on down the line, I ended up with the nickname K1 because I'm Kevin, and my brother is Kyle, and I'm older, so therefore I am K1. He is K2.
Brock.
I've had none as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm trying to remember if anybody came up with. Yeah, honestly, there's not really any like lasting thing. I think I'm unique enough. Maybe I don't know.
Right,
I wish
with a
there
name
was.
like yours, no offense, but with a name like yours, I thought there would be nicknames.
Yeah, I think I always kind of wanted one and didn't have one. So here we
That's why
are.
you didn't have one.
Can't believe it took this long for someone to go to Dick Broadus.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Very good. That's funny.
How about you? Did you get one?
In college, yeah. So I have been called Mr. Freeze, and when
Okay.
My undergrad major was PE, health and PE teacher ed, so I had to do my student teaching, and this was 20 years ago now, 2004, and one of the Batman movies was out, whatever, with Mr. Freeze in there, and so the kids like that went over really well with ninth graders in health class when I told them my name was Mr. Freeze, and they're like, "Oh, for real, for real?" I was like, "Yep." It's
For
not
real, for
spelled the
real.
not spelled the way you think, though, guys. You're gonna mess that up. But no, in college, I like friends called me Freezer, just Freezer,
There we go.
and that has stuck for 20 plus years. As in, like the wedding I went to a few weeks ago, my friend, he was a college buddy. Like when I met his mom and dad, they were like, "Oh, you're Freezer." Like they don't know my name. Like my college friends' parents don't know my actual name. They just know my name is Freezer and refer to me
Right.
that.
They have no
Which is
idea who you are.
No, which is a lot. Unlike my one buddy who actually will be at Furnace Fest. Y'all meet him. His name was Robert, but we call him Ert because there were
Ert?
3 Roberts on the same floor freshman year. And so like somebody else got Robert and Rob, and he got the leftover. He's Ert, and so he's been Ert forever. And so
I
his
dig that.
yeah, one of those
I dig that.
situations where his mom would call our apartment and be like, "Is Robert there?" And I would frequently say, "There's no Robert." Oh, Ert, yeah, that guy, yeah, he's here. Like, there's an Ert present. But every time they called him Robert, I was so thrown off. I was like, I don't really know that guy. And
I
then it was
didn't name my son Ert.
and then it was a reversal for me. Like they don't know my name, and so it was always thrown off if someone said Jared. They're like, "Who are we talking about?"
Well, and I'd also get Hutch. I mean, the Hutch would be my
Ah,
big one
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah.
I knew a guy named Hutch back in the day, and I always thought that his real name was Hutch, but his last name was also Hutchinson. And so someone was but I think it was an old roommate of mine was really amused that I thought his name was Hutch Hutchinson.
That would be a great name.
Yeah.
And I would love it. Did any of you all watch Joe Schmo back in the day? The reality show where the guy
Yes.
Yeah, right. Where the guy didn't know he was on a reality show and everybody else was actors.
no.
So one of the characters on that season 1 was the Hutch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Or Hutch, yeah.
So is this like a real life
and
Truman Show?
it's
Pretty
essentially a real
much,
life
yeah.
Truman Show. Yeah, it was amazing. It was great television. Speaking of college, our townhouse would watch it together religiously each week,
Nice.
and we would all. I mean, we all loved the character of the Hutch because of our connection to it, or at least I
Right.
did. I don't know. I'm probably putting it on everybody else to say they loved it too, but the show itself was awesome.
So how'd you guys like Heidi getting in on the spousal fact check game?
Incredible. I
That
think
was
we
fantastic.
need we need more Heidi on the show at all times.
And for anyone who's been listening to Pickle and Boot Shop, it is worth being on the Patreon to get the video, especially
Yes.
this past episodes. Oh my
The fa-
gosh, so good.
The facial expressions from Heidi alone were worth that money.
I
Oh
I
my
have
gosh.
I have a note from Heidi's contribution where I just wrote down, Heidi, how long do you let him go? Because that made me laugh so much because Reese was talking. I don't even remember what Reese was saying, but he was just going
Oh, yeah.
on and on. And she just looked at Joe like, what is happening? And how long do you let him go? Which didn't phase Reese or slow down anything that was happening. And I laughed so hard because you're right. The video made it so good this last episode.
And the fact that she then went like, I disassociated about a minute and a half ago. I was
Yeah.
But to backtrack on that, when Reese said that's what love is for, I was waiting for the Amy Grant reference. I was waiting for him to bring out like my good friend
That's
Amy
what
Grant says.
love is for.
Exactly. I was waiting. There was no Amy Grant reference, and I was a little bit upset.
Sad.
Especially since he brought out the vinyl, a few episodes ago.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. And since it was Joe that farted in an elevator with her, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. Oh my gosh.
This episode was so good. Like there were so many things that just cracked me up. And it was
The
like
buckshot?
there wasn't. Yep, buckshot made a reappearance.
Yes.
And but just the whole bit about, whenever God closes a window on your fingers, he leaves the door open so you can yell to the neighbors to call 911.
Yes.
There you go. That is
for me, it was the buckshot, and then so he had talked about it before she came up, and then he brought it back up when she was there, and her response of "that was one time" was
That was
comedy
so
gold.
right.
Just seamlessly dove right into character. Didn't even question it.
And then her face during the whole potato chip bag thing was like, huh. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But also unfazed. Like, yeah, that can happen. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then talking about how she had to leave to come join our show.
I mean, is this when we officially welcome her to be our female representation on the Pickle Home Companion?
The door is wide open. Wide open.
Absolutely.
Core member Heidi, your interview is going to be Wednesday at 6 p.m. So please come with your resume and your list of particular set of skills, and we look forward to having you as part of a Pickle Home Companion.
Yes,
that's right.
Speaking of Heidi, I do want to get into the discussion on the cornculator. So I was curious because they kept talking about how she only had until October. I could have
what's the cutoff?
Yeah, like I could have sworn that the initial conversation said that it was 60 ears of corn this year.
Yeah, by the end of the year.
I thought so too.
Right. So I dove all the way back into episode 123, which was back April 26th. Heidi's goal, and I think our listeners are going to get behind her on this. Heidi's goal in 2024 is to eat 60 corns on the cob. Her goal in 2024 is to eat 60 ears of corn. That's probably a better way of putting it than corns on the cob.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm saying
back checked.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm saying, as far as the Pickle and Boot community is concerned, she's got till the end of the year. She can still do it.
This girl can go enjoy her honeymoon. Don't worry about corn, and then resume after.
That's right.
Correct.
I mean, it's going to get a little trickier towards the end of the year to get corn on the cob.
It can happen in Michigan. Shoot.
Can you freeze corn on the cob and then bring it out of the freezer to roast? Like,
Yes.
does it have any ill effects?
No,
you hear that, Heidi? Get a freezer.
Okay,
Get a
so
bushel
chest freezer then.
and a peck.
Mr.
right
Freeze, put it in the freezer.
I'm gonna let it shine. Sorry, that was. I didn't.
You didn't want to hide it under a bushel. I got you.
No.
Never.
But I do want to give her just
Not
a few.
in the Lord's army.
Not in the Pickle Lord's army. Yes, sir. I do want to just encourage her with a few words of hang in there. You know what? You can do it. Go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think readjusting the goal to match what was said on that episode, entirely doable.
Yeah. Easily.
Yes.
Definitely.
What about baby corn? Is that considered corn on the cob? Because with baby corn, you're like eating the whole cob as well, right? It's all pickled usually.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking, particularly for the pickle tie-in, this could open up a world of opportunities. I mean, if we're saying corn on the cob, baby corn on a cob, eating the whole cob to boot. I think she could easily make this up. If for any reason there's a technicality, and it says it has to be done by October, let's get some jars of pickled baby corn, and let's just call it good. We'll count them up. We'll spoon them in. Here we go.
I'm thinking we should encourage is like this October deadline just to see what could happen, because why put a lid on possibility, you know?
Right.
We don't know how great she could be. So we don't want to like make it known just yet that there's 3 months left. It's like, let's see what
the fence.
Yes. How great of a September can you have? And then
wildly exceed the expectations in a way that no one will ever be able to match. You'll be the record holder for the rest of your known life.
Exactly. And if she were to come up short, that's when we swoop in with the fact check and say, hey, you're not a failure. You're right on your way. You're so close.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what? You can
hang in there.
Hang in there.
You're a winner.
You know what? I'm hanging by a branch. You can do it. I did actually like what Mandarin Orange had to say in the diabolical discussion to kind of sweeten it a little bit with that with a jackpot wager. I mean, add a little bit to the old kitty for the old honeymoon fund. That's a great idea. If we didn't know that they can last until December 31st in the year of our Lord 2024.
That's right. We're going to have to find out. I think Joe is a heavily invested partner in this whole thing. So we got to figure out how he feels about baby corn, as well as how he feels about the deadline definition.
I think, Kevin, you could leave the deadline in here, and then this will also be like, will they listen? It's true. We'll have offered the solution, but if a bear in the woods situation. Like,
that's right. If a bear finds a jar of baby corn and he pops it open with his paw, does it make a little when it opens?
Well, that's right.
I want you to know that the answer, my friends, is blowing in the cornfield.
Although technically, wouldn't that be corn and the cob as opposed to
corn and the cob?
Yep. Hey. The answer, my friends, is blowing in the cornfield. The answer is blowing in the cornfield. There you go. Sorry, continue. The looks that I get when I add in these little songs are probably my favorite. Okay.
What do we do with all this information?
They're well placed.
But is he done? Okay.
Pete, you found Corn Cob Acres. You shared the picture on the Facebook.
I did.
Is this a place that are they stopping there on the honeymoon? Is this a thing that they're going to do?
Well, it's I don't think so, but it's where I found in Amish country, which I put in the diabolical discussion page just to beg the question. All these things having to do with corn and pickles. I mean, is Lake Scobegon part of Amish country?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, related to, I'm sure, but is it? Is
it like Springfield and on The Simpsons, where Springfield can be anywhere?
Yeah,
I mean,
in practice,
Lake Scobegon really is. Look,
it's
Lake Scobegon is really.
I would say it's mostly in your heart.
Yeah. When we invite Lake Scobegon to be in our hearts. That was bad. Nope.
So we all bow our heads.
Oh no! All right, never mind. Sorry, guys.
Standing at the door and knocking. Just asking you to come to Lake Scobegon.
Sorry, I've been to too many of. I went to the Ark. I went to 2 Sight and Sounds, and I'm ready, guys. I'm ready to recommit.
So I don't exactly know what these sights and sounds are, so I'm a little bit curious.
So I will tell you, like, I mean, the Ark was a little, shall we say, interesting, but sketchy.
Did you fact check the Ark exhibit?
We're quickly going to get into a lot of contested territory, I think.
Yeah, so we're not even going to go there per se, just because that's a whole nother episode.
He's out there with the tape measure. I don't know.
We're like, this isn't gopher wood. What is this?
in the words of a comedian that apparently we can't talk about anymore, what's a Cuban? Okay. But I will say that the sight and sound experience is I was very impressed by, because
is it immersive?
It's immersive. It's basically Christian Broadway, but it's like, but it's a very interesting representation of different, like, so this time around I saw Esther, so Queen Esther, and that was in Branson, Missouri. And then today, this morning, we saw Daniel. So it's basically a stage show representation of, that story, right? And
would you say you were flooded with emotion?
Hey, all right. Well, not in the Daniel story, but when I go see Noah, I will be. So I was very impressed by the storytelling. I was very impressed by the choreography of it all. So they have these massive sets, things are happening all around you. It's very immersive. It's on three sides of where you're sitting. And it's not, how like a lot of times you'd watch something on like TBN or something like that. It's like, it's that schmaltzy Christianity, like it's that schmaltzy story that you're like, oh, I to watch some Christian media, it's like very cringe. Sight and Sound,
if it wasn't G-Rock, it wasn't good.
Right. But Sight and Sound was not cringe for me. And I went into it thinking I was going to be major cringe. And I really enjoyed the experience. It was very well done. The actors were great. It really, you had your altar call at the end, but it wasn't like an altar call. It was like, hey, we got people down here. They'll pray with you if you want. And it wasn't like, you need to come now, like any of that. It wasn't like, it was just, look, we put it out there. If you want to come down, come on down. If not, I'm not going to play, 85 verses of Just As I Am,
you could come down about almost any issue, including the number of ears of corn you need to finish before the end of the year.
That's right. So Sight and Sound was cool. I see that.
You want to give your heartburn to Jesus? Come on down.
But hey, this is an official Pete Peterson endorsement for Sight and Sound.
Oh, congrats! That's great.
Claps, blue ribbon, seal of approval.
That's right.
Love it.
We should make stickers of that you could just slap on something through your travels, like blue ribbon approved.
Peterson approved.
If anybody has any problems with it, see Mojo is working.
Right.
I did see a payphone for the first time in a while, and I should have put a sticker on that. That would have been Pete Peterson approved.
For sure. When are your travels in? How much longer are you on the road?
So tomorrow we're going to go to Hershey's Chocolate World in the morning. I'm here in Amish country in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And then, so we're going there in the morning, and then I'm going to head back up to the Adirondacks to drop off Mom, and got to get a few things done for her. And then I'm heading back home on Thursday. So we're bringing our mother-son road trip 2024 to a close very soon.
I'm proud of you for doing it. I'm glad it's working out.
I mean, it's literally been amazing, but I'm looking forward to a little space, but it's been amazing. I really have enjoyed this time thoroughly.
That's cool.
Looks like it's been a fun trip.
Yeah. Well, I'll recap it at some point on a very special episode.
Did you guys watch any of the footage of the Ska Fest? I know that it was possible to view this remotely.
Yeah.
There was this ska band was projecting themselves astrally.
Yeah, I caught all of the 5-iron set. That was very cool.
It was.
I especially made sure to catch it just because I know I'm going to miss that first chunk of their set at Furnace Fest. So I was like,
oh, wow, right. So presumably this will be a similar.
Right.
Because there hasn't been much talk about what they're going to play at Furnace Fest, but I'm assuming it'll probably be the old school set, old school heavy approach that they've had for their recent shows.
You would think, right? That's what they've done all year.
Right. And for something like Furnace Fest, that's presumably what people want to hear.
It'll go for well there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to hear the entire new album front to back, but I think my chances are slim.
That would be fun.
Right. I didn't watch the set, but I did listen in one earbud, much like you, Jared, while I was driving through Missouri on our way to Tennessee. So I did listen to it for as long as we had cell phone reception, but I did not watch.
I was say I had it on my phone in the arena while we had a volleyball match going with one earbud in. Noise canceled on that side, so it's pretty good. I got both.
And then on Sunday, I caught about half of Hey Smith, which was awesome. So good. Definitely like look on YouTube, try and find videos from that set. They are so good.
I caught a little bit of theirs on Sunday too.
Yeah. So much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I missed Big D, unfortunately, as we had a family thing going on that we had to be at. So
yeah, I turned it off and on. I would just turn it on throughout the weekend as I had some time. I'd be like, oh, let's see who's playing. Without even really looking at the schedule. Besides the 5 iron, I paid attention to that, but I would just throw it on and watch something for whatever time I had, and it was good. Like I was really impressed with the quality of the stream.
Yeah,
for free.
Yeah, right.
And because it doesn't appear to be a huge fest either. So I was just really impressed that they had the equipment and we're pulling that off.
Right.
Yeah, that was one thing that really surprised me was when they kind of pulled back and had the drone shot of, the festival grounds. And I'm like, man, there's like nobody there.
Yeah. It really didn't look like a huge crowd, right? Like for a full-on festival.
Not at all.
Well, and especially looking at some of the photos that some of the people posted in a couple of different groups, I was amazed at how few people were there.
Well, and I wonder how they landed on the location, because I always hear that Orange County, California still has a big thriving ska scene, that they have festivals and with large numbers, and that there's these pockets throughout the U.S. and outside the U.S., like Mexico or whatever, that have really big ska scene. So I wonder how they landed on Fort Monroe, Virginia for a ska fest.
I mean, Reese lives somewhat close to there, right?
That's true. That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Like I could drive home and be there tonight.
It's his favorite camping spot. So I mean,
I would imagine, yeah.
Yo, I waved as I went by the untold exit that we won't talk about, and I said, "Hey, buddy." I hope he heard me. I hope his ears.
He probably saw you. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Was he driving Pickle 3?
Probably.
Gotta be.
I looked. I didn't see him in the front seat, but he does like his disguises.
If you guys had any custom plate in the world, do you have any ideas of what you might put on it? Because Pickle 3 is a great, that ought to be, any of ours.
That is good.
P1 P1 CKL3. P1 CKL3 is my new one.
There you go.
I do love, way back at the very beginning, how right out of the gate, after the pineapple shirt and that's right, pineapple shirt. For those that subscribe on Patreon, pineapple shirt is what you get, is what you missed if you're not a video subscriber.
This week's promo code is pineapple shirt.
Ding.
There it is.
After all that, I loved how right out of the gate he talked about us and how much he loves our podcast.
I can only assume that will continue.
Right out the gate, guys. Right out of the gate.
This is now a reciprocal relationship, right? We talk about how great theirs is.
We're gonna have to talk about their show now. Yeah.
Yeah. Really funny guys over there. They made us laugh hard, and then we just keep saying it back, recycling. No new content every week.
But
that's it.
Guys,
yeah.
We take their show and we're just better with it.
Remix it. What can we say? What can we say? It's hard work.
Words out of his mouth. I wrote this down because I could not forget it. They take our show and are just better with it. We're just going to have to clip that into our intro music in the future. That's right.
That'll be part of our theme song.
When we finally get yourself a pickle, get yourself a boot, we are going to add in all of the praise of our pickle overlords.
That's right.
Yes.
I like it.
This is a very good plan.
of the pickle overlords.
That makes me feel like sharing another palindrome. Go hang a salami, Doc. Note, I dissent. A fast never prevents a fatness. I diet on cod. I'm a lasagna hog.
We just have to believe you because I can't keep up with where that went and how it finished.
Hey,
to go backwards.
Well,
hey, we recorded
I think
this.
that one.
I'll
I think
go
Weird
back
Al
and
used
fact check
that
it.
one, right?
Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a Weird Al. I knew that.
Yeah,
one.
Weird Al used that in Bob, I believe.
Yep. So Weird Al is the polka overlord, and yeah, he's good.
He's had a number. Well, because I'm thinking of They Might Be Giants. I Palindrome
which I was actually planning on using for the outro on this episode.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
Oh.
Yeah. Cain, a motor erotomaniac was Eve, said I, as Eve saw Cain, a motor erotomaniac.
Have you ever attempted to come up with your own palindromes, Dick?
I don't think I'm that smart. I think it's a good thing. It's a sort of thing that would be great, but I don't know that it's possible for me.
Hey, Peterson's about to do it.
Hey, Dick, I got a few words for you.
Okay.
You can do it.
Hang in there. There we go.
I
feel much better, actually. Honestly, that gives me a sense of
I will tell
confidence.
you, I did write it down on a piece of paper, but I cannot find the piece of paper I wrote it down on because I was going to bring it for our audio medium and show it on the screen that I took Reese's advice and I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I mean, I wrote it on this piece of paper right here, but I wrote it big on its own note card.
That's on my my notes to talk about affirmations with Reese. So I'm right there with you. That was a very funny part.
Yes,
it was good. I appreciate that.
His synopsis of Hoosiers was tremendous. Yes. No fact check needed.
Really is what it's all about.
That's exactly what. Watch it. You don't need to because you've heard it all.
Exactly.
Did anyone go and watch Idiocracy?
No. Reese and I, I'm sorry, the Coug and I tried to watch it this week, but unfortunately, it seems like it's only free on Hulu, which I do not have. So I got to get it from the library.
What a world we live in, where everything is free and streaming except what you want.
Always.
I just found another one here.
Uh-oh.
This one is related to defragging the hard drive.
Defragging the hard drive? Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
And that's how you make an entrance.
That's how you get that E on the rating.
Speaking of defragging the hard drive,
are there any women on the podcast that would be offended by this?
No,
not on this podcast.
No, because I'm the only woman that's on the podcast. So,
no, son. Onanism's a gross orgasm sin. A no, son.
And
that's a palindrome.
We just lost women on the podcast.
I'm out.
That's it.
So that's Sarah, a very targeted audience that requires some niche knowledge of the Old Testament right there to appreciate.
Right, and the ability to spell both forwards and backwards.
Yep.
It's a small target.
So Sarah, got a question for you.
What's that?
If someone was to tell you that wearing Crocs felt like you were walking on Scarlett Johansson's boobs.
You want my honest opinion?
I do want your honest opinion.
Can I try it?
That's a fair response.
We need some scientific evaluation of the claim.
It is hard to answer that question without that.
Very fair response.
I mean, I would want to feel that. Who wouldn't want to feel Scarlett Johansson's boobs?
I did name my Crocs Colin Jost for a reason.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
When I get mine, they'll be named after Ian Eskelin.
Yes.
All right. So we have an experiment here, Sarah.
I'm scared.
Oh, is this a scientific evaluation of the concept?
It is. We are attempting what Pete attempted earlier.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Which was walking on Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Yes. Don't I wish?
Sign me up.
I'll do it again with you. Here we go.
This is super scientific. We're repeating the experiment for validity and reliability.
It's true. You need what they say. You need a control, and then you need to evaluate your other results based on that control.
What's that base?
No, thank you. Do not love that.
I'm going back for more. It's probably the cookie that you need. It's probably you need Pizza Hut marinara and Otis Spunkmeyer cookies.
Okay, that's the winning combination.
Well,
so we have Shaw's chocolate chip cookies and Shaw's brand marinara sauce.
because I'm cheap.
That's
Kevin,
mistake.
We have one yay, one nay. You're the tiebreaker.
I fall kind of in the middle on this. I'm like, it's
not what we need from you.
I know it does not
Would make an excellent theologian.
Yes.
Yep.
What about if the sauce was warmed up? Because I didn't like that it was cold. That was really, I mean, the texture on it was a little weird because it's like a concept I would not think.
Right.
But I don't like cold pasta sauce.
And often marinara is warm where cream cheese is cold.
Yes.
Ooh, I would do cream cheese on this.
All right. So Sarah votes cream cheese.
Yeah.
I think traditionally I would go cream cheese would be the better option. But this, I mean, almost in Pete's, is Pete frozen? Oh, we lost Pete.
He's all the way gone.
He's entirely gone.
He disagreed with your assessment of that so hard that he left the podcast.
He really feels strongly about these cookies and marinara.
I guess so. I'm sorry to disappoint. Didn't realize coming in, saying hi and bringing an experiment and then talking about Scarlett Johansson's boobs would scare him away.
I mean, it's fraught territory for sure.
Yep.
Guys, I'm going to have to log off here soon.
Oh, we get to talk without Brock again. Great.
I think that could be also a regular segment.
Wait, I gotta mention one other thing that made me laugh before you go, Brock, from the bonus. So who is going to be the first one to go up to a member, find out 5-iron, grope their wiener, look them in the eye, say Poughkeepsie for a sticker, or maybe a shirt from Sunny? Who's going first, guys?
Sounds like we've been warned adequately against.
I nominate Dick.
Question though, do you have to do that to Sunny in order to get the T-shirt from him?
I don't know why else he would give you the T-shirt.
Can you just do it in general and ask for
in general with consent, I suppose? First of all, you got to ask permission to do the discount, and then you do the discount.
You start by saying, "Can I have a T-shirt?" And if he says yes, well,
there we go.
You know what's
right. Then you lean in. Yep.
The other white meat.
Arby's isn't the only one that has the meats.
I have a Furnace Fest related palindrome here.
Furnace Fest related palindrome. All right, let's hear it.
Won't I panic in a pit now?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, you will.
If you don't, you're not doing it right.
No.
Writing that one down. Won't I panic in a pit now? I do want to say that I love how the math demonstration that they gave us with the cornculator, that lasted from 17:15 to 18:22 in the podcast. So that was a solid minute and 7 seconds of math. I enjoyed it.
Pretty
thoroughly.
good. Yeah.
I did break out the
math I don't have
calculator
to
when he started the count. I was like, I need to do this.
Yes.
Yep.
I also love the fact that at 27:19 they started the episode. Then they talked about the movie Passengers at 31:33 and then ended the episode at 36:57. So that was a solid, and if I'm doing my math right, and please bring out the calculator, 9-minute episode.
Incredible.
And thankfully, though, in the words of Heidi, people don't pay for this, do they?
You'd be surprised.
She's not the only spouse, partner, soon to be, that probably has asked that question of, you don't pay for this, do you? If they happen to hear some of the Pickle and Boot Shop.
I always love when I'm watching, the video episodes and Megan's sitting at the dining room table working on her homework or whatever, and something insane happens in the episode, and I just see her kind of look up like, what did he just say? The bit about the closing the window just killed her. She was dying laughing. She's like, play that back. I got to write that down. So she has a book of quotes where if she hears like a ridiculous quote, she writes it down. So that went in the quote book.
That book is growing with every episode of the Pickle and Boot Shop.
I forgot we need to thank our latest Patreon members.
Oh yeah, please.
Oh, please.
All right. So our newest Patreon members, we have Bill Brewster, Isaac Allerton. Do you want me? Should I pause so we can comment on them or no?
I'll interject. Don't worry.
Sure. Ed Winslow.
Oh, Eddie Winslow.
Yeah. John Alden.
I think I went to school with Winslow's kid.
John Billington.
Billington. Yeah, I went way back with old Johnny Big.
Yep. Sam Fuller.
Fuller.
I like Sam Lesser personally, but that's all right.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else do we have? We have Francis Cook.
Oh, Francis Ford Cook. You love
my favorite character.
And we have Miles Standish. Oh, wait, no, actually, hold on. No, sorry, this is a list of people who were on the Mayflower. I apologize. I seem to be on the wrong website.
They came to Plymouth Pebble. That's right.
That was the news from Lake Scabagan, where all the rock stars are sugar-free, all the phone charging cables are miles long, and all the cameras are too zoomed in. Way more than average.
Onward, Pickle Soldier. That's great.
All right, my fellow three men and joining us, lady. Thank you for being here.
Yes, it's been fun.
Always. Did you know that boob is also a palindrome?
It is.
It is?
That's the first palindrome that many young men learn.
Is Scarlett Johansson a palindrome as well?
In my mind, yes.
Just like Arby's.
Amen, sister.
Who doesn't want to touch
Right.
Scarlett Johansson's boobs? I mean,
This is outro audio.
Yep.
and I guess this is like how comfortable I am with you. I'd be like, here, you try.
These are fantastic. Check these out.
They feel like Crocs.
They're crocalicious.
Are they good for me too?
All right, guys. I'm gonna go take care of my kids. I hope you have a good night.
Bye, bro.
You too, man.
See you soon.
No problem.
Later.